Hello everyone and welcome to the Aries Moon Girl channel. As I promised, I'm back with a bit more info on astrology with some new videos, and because we're catching up on things, I'm going back to some of the series that I started a couple of years ago. I even had a poll now on my webpage asking you guys what content you would like to see, and between a series of placements, people were choosing mostly moon signs. Moon signs is actually also probably my favorite chapter as well, because I believe that at our core, in our daily lives, in our subconscious nature, in our default way of being, we're way more our moon signs than our sun signs. So I believe understanding this about us can really open up so much more about what's inside of us, but also what's inside of those that are close to us. So, before I start with my favorite moon sign, everyone has a favorite sun sign. I have also a favorite moon sign, and I'm not afraid to say that it's Leo. I just wanted to go back into the description that I usually use for what's the difference between the rising sign, the moon sign, and the sun sign. So the analogy I always make is like you will receive a nice wrapped gift. The package on the outside, the first impression of the gift is the rising sign. So your first impression, your first contact, your first idea of the gift will be the shell, so the rising sign. When you open it up, let's say that it's a watch, so the actual gift that you received and the way you will be calling it and how you'll think about it from now on is indeed a watch. So you can go and tell everyone, I got this Rolex watch, or I got this present, and it's really valuable and it's really working well. And if you were to go a layer deeper to understand the moon and understand why your watch might be working well, is going into the mechanism of the watch and seeing how things are working in there. So the mechanism of itself, the things that keeps it ticking, the subconscious, the underlying nature of who we are, that's the moon. That's the moon sign. So for example, with me, I always give this example. I'm Pisces with a Pisces rising, although I have many planets in Aries in the first house, so that might be a bit tricky. But the first impression of me is always very gentle and adaptable and all of this, and then when you get to know me, you're like, okay, she's sweet, she's adaptable, but actually the people that are closest to me, they see more this Aries side, so they see this constant turbulence, this constant striving for more, for better, for yeah, a bit self-righteous, a bit out there. But yeah, just going back to the main topic, this is the difference between the rising sign, the sun sign, and the moon sign. Going into the Leo moon sign, which I mentioned is my favorite moon sign. Lada Dancheva says, has a video about magnetic attraction, and she says that Leo moon sign and Aries moon sign are magnetically attracted to each other, so maybe that's why I like them so much. But I personally surround myself or love moon signs that are Leo, because they are so incredibly full of life, giving of energy, giving of joyfulness, giving of good times, just a truly giving energy. I think when people think of giving energy, they might think of a Cancer moon, which I also find incredibly sweet and loving, and so, but they don't think of someone coming into your life and just filling up your life, your space, your environment with a positive, good-natured, fun energy. That's what Leo moons are. They just get into your lives, and without doing too much even, they just put you in such a good state, and I have the feeling that it makes them really, really happy to make other people happy. So they are not necessarily, Leo is not necessarily a people's pleaser, but it's a sign that needs to make people happy. It's a sign that needs to share joy. And with Leo moons, I feel this even more than with Leo suns. I feel that they share part of themselves, so they do a lot of things that have to do with being the center of attraction and all of this, but not so directly. They more like are channeling that energy towards everyone else. They are like spreading you know, those Care Bears that spread rays of positive energy. That's my impression of them. And I have people in my life. I have Capricorns with Leo moons, Capricorn serious, more down to earth, and there's always like this feeling like, oh, I'll make your life better. I'll find a joke to say. I'll put on my good mood so that everyone else in my proximity feels that, and it's kind of blessed by that. I think Leo moons, many times they don't want to show a bad mood. They never want to be the ones that are in a bad mood or ruining the mood. For them, I think it's really important that the emotions that they generate, because moon is emotion, moon is subconscious emotions that we're transmitting, are those of joy, fun, pleasure of life, good vibes. Like an Aries moon maybe would like to be inspirational for others, so it's would like to always motivate others. So fire kind of wants to share the energy out, but wants to share it in a contagious way, in a motivating way, in a explosive way. Leo moons also, like Leo sun, are they always want to do the right thing as well. There's something very dignified about Leos. There's a dignity in them. They really are conscious of that power that they have in themselves. They are conscious that the attention that they are getting from other people, they need to repay it. And they take their role very serious. So they take their role to inspire others, to bring joy to the lives of others, very serious. They kind of want to always do the right thing, not because it's so much expected, but because it's a dignified thing to do, and because yeah, they are kind of aware of their immense power. Leo moons at the same time are also very active. Many of them train a lot. They really go above and beyond to stay active and support their bodies. They are not the type that would feel good to be locked in the house all day. Although Leo suns can sometimes be a bit more laid back, but Leo moons, I get the feeling that they need to stay active. They need to have a hobby, a passion. They like dances, they like sports, they like activities, they like the good life, they like to go out, they like to party, they like to share jokes, they like to everything that's fun in life, like pleasure at its best, contagious pleasure. They like all of that, so they keep themselves busy with that. They are surrounded by people usually, because people like them and like to be around them. I get the feeling that sometimes people don't say that Leo moons kind of feel solitary at points as well, because through not sharing that burdens, through not sharing things that are maybe less pleasant, they sometimes feel like, okay, all that I'll do is just share my positive emotion, and I don't want to burden anyone or ruin anyone's mood with any of my troubles. So I'll just be with people when I feel good, and I'll just always try to feel good. And when I don't feel good, I might retract for a bit and then come out and bring again positive vibes. They are very loyal as well, very loyal friends, very loyal lovers, very loyal partners, parents. They don't take parenting, for example, they might not take it as very disciplinary or very, it depends of course on the sun placement, but they take it like very fun and joyful, and kids love them and love to be around them because they are just fun, and they can go into that energy of being fun with the kids and just being kids themselves and spreading that good energy. So people are magnetically attracted to them, kids are magnetically attracted to them, because they are so yeah, childlike on the inside as well. They at times, I feel like they lose themselves in being so positive, and they don't know what to do when the situation gets tough. I feel like they don't know how to cope with feelings very much, in terms of, you know, just being sad and down and saying to everyone that they are sad and down and all of this. But I think that's a problem of fire moons anyways. Like, the fire moon tendency is to, okay, enough dwelling, let's get up, let's get on it, next step, I cannot cry about this too much, I need to move on, next adventure, next pleasant thing. How can I take myself out of it? Pleasure will take me out of it, and I'll get through it. So they don't let themselves enough mourning time or downtime, and they don't share enough of their pain. That's one of the more tricky sides of Leo moons, and also fire moons in general. Another trait that has to do with fire moon is that they are so strong. They are also a fixed sign, but they are so strong. Like, they are unshakable. Many things, you might not know it because they have this very positive energy. You might not know that they've been shaken in their lives by the most dramatic things, or they've been through extreme hardship and all of this, and they are not shaken, they are not showing it, they are always still the fun, playful person that you got to know. And that's not partly because they are faking it. I feel like fire moons really feel that they can do this. Like, we only have one life, we need to live it, we need to restart the flame. There's no time to dwell on negativity. And I feel that sometimes they probably do feel the pain a lot more than they show it. With Leo moons, again, they are a fixed sign, so any habits that they have set earlier on, it's really hard to take them out of it. So they keep on doing the same things because they like doing the same things, the same routines. They go to the gym every day at the same hour. I have many friends that are doing the same. They do the same dancing course for I don't know how many years at the same time. They like to stick to their things. They don't like too much change. But then when change comes their way, they adapt and okay, they switch on and they adapt and go with what's changed, but they are not big fans of change, like many of the fixed signs as well. So it's really important to be to pay attention to what type of habits you're setting for yourselves, if you're setting positive habits or more negative habits, because then it's really hard to get out of them. Overall, I really think it's a moon that imposes respect. At work they are really liked, people really like them, and there's a thing about Leo energy in general, people respect them without them having to say anything or be too persistent or like put pressure on people to respect them. It just comes naturally, people listen to them naturally, people just give them a lot of credit naturally, and they usually deserve it, and they take that dignified action and they take the dignified steps to hold on to that. So it's all good because they usually can handle almost everything. So that confidence that comes from the others towards them, then they'll handle it. They are extremely good leaders. They are extremely rational in a situation where others wouldn't know what to do, or rational and fair as leaders. That's one very Leo trait. While staying still very pleasant, you know, like while not losing that aura of kindness, fun, playful. Yeah, it's an amazing sign, and I absolutely love them. I have a few people like this in my life, and all of them are very close to me. Yeah, so going into celebrities, talking about Leo moon celebrities on astrotheme.com. Here are a few names that might seem familiar, so you can see that they have a thing for fame as well. Lana Del Rey, Tom Cruise, Mahatma Gandhi, Julia Roberts, Monica Bellucci, David Bowie, Megan Fox, Cristiano Ronaldo, Paris Hilton, Paul McCartney, Renee Zellweger, Elizabeth II, so the Queen. The Queen is one of those good examples. She's also a Taurus, but the Queen, I was watching her coronavirus speech yesterday, but the Queen is one of those people that always gets the respect, regardless what. Everyone in trust gives her respect and trust, and she never disappoints. She's exactly that energy, dignified energy. I'll always stick to my duties, I'll always watch out for you guys, I'll always do the right thing. So she's amazing, but she's also a tough cookie, like I was saying, and a fixed sign. Charlize Theron, Marilyn Manson, Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, Clint Eastwood, Catherine Deneuve, let me see, Bruno Mars, George Michael, Winston Churchill, yeah, Chris Martin, Jane Fonda, Eva Mendes, and Margaret Thatcher, Patrick Swayze, Barbara Streisand. So a bunch of celebrities, a bunch of politicians as well, because as I said, they are really good with leadership. They are good with being fun and playful, but they are good with being leaders. So that's this mixture for me, it makes it somehow of an irresistible moon. Yeah. These were my thoughts on Leo moon. If you have any experience with Leo moons, please write it down below. If you have any questions, also write me down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think of them. And until next time, I'm Aries Moon Girl, and I care about the stars, but most of all, I care about you.